What's up, Flockers? We're back with another episode of Flockast. I'm your host, Jake Kuhn, and I'm joined with you, as always, with our co-host, Colin Long. What's going on, Colin?
Top of the morning to you, Jake. How are you doing on this fine Friday?
I'm doing great, and yes, we are recording on a morning, which is usually the total opposite of our schedules, but yep, it's Friday.
Okay. I got a hot coffee here going. I'm in New York and get ready to see the Pigeons tonight at the Cap, so I have nothing but energy and good vibes. Albeit I had just woken up a little while ago, so it's still flowing through me, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, these Cap shows have really just popped into existence. I feel like people have been waiting for them forever since they've been announced, but like they're upon us now, and like the flock has been headed to Port Chester this entire week. I've been seeing people flying across the country, getting into New York. I know you guys drove up from Virginia yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And we're actually at Shannon's parents' house right now, but we're heading down to our hotel here in a couple hours once we have a chance to check in. So we got plenty of time. It's going to be a big weekend. I'm super excited, not just to be back at the Cap, but I did also sign up for the ping pong tournament tomorrow. And I'd left my ping pong paddle at home. I got up here and I was like, no. So I have a built-in excuse why I don't win. So I didn't bring my paddle. So, of course, you know, the weight on the new one didn't work right or whatever. Unless I do win, in which case, you know, hey, I could do it with any paddle. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited they set that whole thing up. And I think it's way overdue as well. It's something that they should have done a long time ago. I think it makes such sense. But I'm really excited to play some ping pong. I love pong. And see the guys as well. So should be a fun little contest.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how that ends up panning out for the fans, at least. I don't know how long that's going to take.
And I can tell from the chat I see flying around from it, there is a few other people that have the confidence I have going into this that think that they also have a pretty strong shot at winning. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking there's one guy that nobody knows who was a professional ping pong player in college, and he's just going to step in. No one's going to even see him coming. He's going to kill everybody. Or not. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But it should definitely be a lot of fun. And this is the motivation I have tonight to actually kind of go easy on night one. I want to have all of my brain cells and focus fully in spot for the ping pong tournament. So I'll be, going a little easier tonight, but I'll save it all in the tanks to celebrate my victory tomorrow night for night 2 at the Cap, which, again, I know I said this before, but going back to the Cap for a 2-night run just feels a lot better than a single night. So I think still some tickets left. I'd love to see it sell out, but at the end of the day, I think between Spafford, between Great Blue, the Pigeons is set up for some sit-ins I'm seeing. I can definitely see a Peter sit-in with the keyboards potentially. You know, you got Brian coming out on guitar. I can see that happening as well. Yeah, the stage is set for a good weekend.
If it doesn't sell out tonight, I imagine that it'll probably sell. If it's probably close to sell out tonight, but I'm sure it'll probably sell out Saturday.
Yeah, I know they said there was limited tickets left. I don't know exactly what that means, but, you know, don't sleep on it. Don't wait. Get them now if you can.
So last episode we had Natalie Brooke on, and we talked about the Richmond shows, which was such a treat having Natalie on.
Yeah, such a treat.
Today,
speaking of a treat.
Hello.
We have Val joining us. What's going on, Val?
Hey, not much. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Straight into it, Val.
Yeah.
That's like being shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, no, wow. It's such an honor. I love the Flockast, and I can't wait to talk about the Pigeons.
Yeah, and I first thing I do is when I wake up this morning, I see that you have set an unofficial or official now. I don't know how you want to call it, but it's a pink night tonight, I guess.
Yes.
Now, will Floyd be making an appearance tonight as well?
So yeah, I mean maybe. There is a special guest, but I don't want to give away who it might be. And it's not who you think. So yeah, I don't want to give away too much here. Yeah.
The suspense is building. I love it.
Yeah. I don't even own that much pink, so now I'm like, oh, geez, I set this theme, and now I gotta find some pink to wear. Oh, geez, yeah, so...
Well, Jake understood the assignment because he's wearing his pink pea ball there.
Oh,
So
perfect.
you know
Good.
he's
Good.
exactly.
But unfortunately,
Shannon,
I
will we
won't
wake
be
up?
there this weekend.
I know. Yeah, you guys are far away. What about you, Colin? Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm in New York. We're at Shannon's parents' house right
Oh,
now,
good.
so I'm already looking around Shannon's room, being like, "What's pink in here? What can I steal that I could use?" We'll find something.
Yeah.
We'll be fit.
Maybe I should bring this poster from Florida. Look at how much pink is in this poster. Do you see it?
Just walking around all night carrying the poster.
Yeah, yeah. Floyd is
Yeah.
in this poster. That's why that's a very special poster for me because he made an appearance in the art. So it's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it just it's funny, Val. I don't even know when the first time I met you because I've been seeing you at shows for so many years. But just I'd always see you, and I'd see you in your pink flamingo. If you haven't met Val or Floyd, Floyd is her flamingo that she brings to shows, and it was always just great to see a smiling face. Time and time again, I've seen you. I think we ran each other at Mexico, so many places. I just kind of turn around and there you are, and it's always great to see your smiling face at shows. So and it's also great to see you here on the Flockast. So welcome.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, Floyd always loves to see you all. Although he's a bit retired now. Yeah, he went to a lot of shows. You know, he had a great track record. But he has a girlfriend now named Frida, and so they're kind of more like homebodies. They like to stay at home. Yeah.
That happens. Look, people get settled down. They go to some less shows. They're spending some more time with their significant other. It's totally acceptable. Totally acceptable. As long as you're there, Val, that's what's really most important. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And yeah, it's always great to see both of you at shows as well. And yeah, I feel like I've known Jake since I started seeing the Pigeons way back. And then, yeah, you too, Colin, so yeah, it's great to chat.
Yeah, just like Colin, I couldn't tell you the show or the time that we first met, but we've been honestly seeing each other like since I remember. And I'd be like, you bouncing around with your little book and everything like that. And why don't you tell people real quick about the book that you carry around, the little game that you play for people?
Yes, and so I have to give tribute to the inventor of the pigeon games, who is Emily Biggins, who you all know.
Okay.
Yeah. And she invented the pigeon games, which is you guess you guess 5 songs, an opener, a closer, a bust out. Which there's always some discrepancy about what counts as a bust out, so we could discuss. And then a cover. And so, you make all those calls and then you get a variety of points. Like opener is 2 points, closer is 2 points. I think cover and bust out are also 2 points, and then the 5 are just 1 point each. But the best part is you can get points from the Pigeon Games facilitator in the show. There can be off the cuff points. So if all of a sudden, right before the song starts, you call what song it's going to be, automatic 5 points right there. That's, yeah. So Emily Biggins invented the game. And then she moved to Colorado and doesn't go to as many pigeon shows anymore, very sadly. And so I had to take over the game for her. So there's a book. And then there's also some other fun shenanigans that sometimes happen after the show. Like one time we did a contest where you had to draw the best Greg. This was a really fun contest. And so everybody passed around the book and drew Greg. And then we voted on who had the best Greg drawing. So that was a really good one. So there's some extensions to the Pigeon Games. It's kind of like the Pigeons Olympics, if you will. Yeah.
I love that. I'd be interested to see everyone's interpretation of a Greg in that book. That would be. I'm not an artist, but I would really try hard to do good, and it would probably come out pretty funny.
Oh yeah, the hair, was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I think
some big eyes going.
Right, exactly. And I think it was the time that it was the dogs and pigeons, and so we were also kind of drawing Jimmy Law, because he looks so much like Greg, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely a doppelganger going on there.
And so because we're talking about the Pigeon Games, I have to mention Andy, which I'm blanking on his last name right now, but you guys know Andy. He comes with Anthony Tamani all the time. Mm-hmm. He has made an app of the Pigeon Games. Yes, so now
What?
everybody can play and I don't have to keep score because the scoring can be a little stressful at the end of the night, after
Yeah.
a long night. Um,
Yep, I get it.
yeah.
Even the handbook is stressful. You come
Right.
up to me and like, Jake, what do you think? And I'm just like, I don't know. I think first time I've ever played was in Boston recently, and I didn't even fill out everything. I think I just got the cover, the opener, and then like one of the things, and then I was just like, oh, I don't know, Val. Here you go. Here.
And that's
So
okay.
like,
No pressure. Like you could call one song and still get a point and you're still playing.
yeah, it's fun.
So wait, how do we access this app? Where do we get this from? Now I'm super curious.
So I will make sure that it's ready for public sharing because it was in its beta mode at the last show last weekend, and we were kind of testing it out. So let me check with Andy and make sure it's ready for public sharing, and then I'll definitely share the link with you all. And it's even better than the book because every choice has a drop-down menu that includes every Pigeon song. And so, you if you're a newbie, you don't have to worry that you don't know the songs, or just like I just like sometimes I'm like I'm blanking on every Pigeon song ever, and so it just makes it more approachable, more inclusive for everyone that you can choose from the drop-down menu of the songs, and you choose, and then they get saved somehow. Yeah, I don't know the details. He's like doing it all with like coding. I don't know anything about
Yep.
that, but yeah, he could tell you more. So you should have him on Flockast to really share more about it.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, right before Dome Fest, I was trying to program a bingo game. And, I got so close and it was not quite functional. And I want to go back and revisit it because the same kind of thing, drop downs. Because there's hundreds of songs they could be picking, right? So it's like, all right, how do you remember all of those? And, you go through. But, yeah, it was kind of be more of like an interactive bingo game I thought would be fun. I would, maybe try to bring it back for Dome Fest this year. But I love that. That's great creativity. I'm excited to see it roll out. And you said you were at the Pigeon Show last weekend, so you were at Goosemas.
I actually didn't go to Goosemas. I just went to
Oh.
Pigeons.
Even better.
Yes.
We got the perfect guess, Colin.
There we go.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
I went to Goosemas once when it was at Mohegan, and that was fun because it was rescheduled, and so it was like a mid-February Christmas celebration,
Yep.
which was crazy and fun. But yeah, I didn't need. I've seen Goose, a good amount of times, and I don't feel the need to. It's like a hassle to get a ticket. It's in a big arena. I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on. Yeah.
You've also seen pigeons
how
quite
was-
a few times, though.
Quite a few, yes. Yes. Yeah, my two pigeon boys, Zach Meyer and Anthony Tamani, we realized about a year ago that we were all three about to hit our 100th show, and it was going to be like almost the same show. It wasn't quite, and we were just so like, touched that like, wow, like we've probably seen most of these 100 shows together, us three, and so it was, a very special time. And those are my pigeon boys. That's who I saw the show with last weekend too. So yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Zach and Anthony. I love those guys.
Yeah.
There are other ones I've just, I just met 100 times at shows. Always turn around and, there their smiling faces are. So, yeah, that's really cool. So tell me, how was the venue where the late night show was at?
It was good. Yeah, it was the Strand in Providence, and I had been before, but probably like a decade ago, like a really long time ago. So I didn't really remember, but it was nice. Yeah, it's like, an old nice theater, with like chandeliers and,
wow.
Balcony and some little what do they call those, like on the side where like the VIP boxes are in like little like
Like the
alcoves?
booths or
Yeah.
there's a term for it. I'm
Yeah.
drawing a blank.
So yeah, it was a lovely show. Of course, I slept on tickets, which that's my biggest failure as a Pigeons fan is I always sleep on tickets, and so the GA was sold out, so I had to. We were up in the like balcony, like way up, which like at first I was like, oh, like that's kind of a bummer, but then I was like, wow, this is a new perspective that I don't usually watch the pigeons from, right? Usually I'm like down, not quite on the rail, but like near. And so it was cool to see the stage from above, especially the view of Gator. Oh my gosh,
Yep.
like from the top.
I was saying that a while ago when I was at the DC 930 Club shows, being on that second level, the first night I was just like locked into Gator. Like I wasn't, no one else on stage I could even really pay attention to. Everything was just, because I don't get that view of him.
Mm-hmm.
I see Ben, Jeremy, Greg, fine, like to your point, right? You're down somewhere on the floor, you're looking up at them, but you never really see Gator because he's behind the drums.
Mm-hmm.
So when you actually have that vantage point, it's really cool to watch that guy work because he's back there cooking.
Oh yeah.
He's a busy boy.
Yeah, no, so that was awesome. The different view, and also like I'm short, and so often someone's standing in front of me, but up on the balcony, that doesn't really happen. So that was really nice. And I especially loved during Underworld when they said, "Meet me at the ceiling," and I was like, "We're there. We're at the ceiling."
There?
I could practically touch the ceiling because we were so high up. So it was great.
Perfect. Yeah, they come out with a time to ride into a cantina theme, which was a surprise for me. I was listening to the live stream on the Nest, so I was able to follow along late night. Also, just a note, the stream was messed up. The microphone was messed up all the way until mid-horizon.
Oh, okay.
So
they did fix it though. I was watching the Nest chat, and it was just funny watching everyone talk about it.
Yeah,
they're in good spirits at least. When there's a problem, at least everyone can laugh about it. No one's getting like angry and like throwing a fit.
No, it was definitely Rubman's fault though, so we were giving him a hard time. But it sounded like the mic was in Dylan's like pocket on the soundboard, and it was just like, it was like a pocket stream. So we were giving him crap for that. But I ended up texting Brett and letting him know, and he let Dylan know, so they replaced a cable until Horizon, but the Liquid and the rest of the show ended up sounding really good. But there were a few surprises in this. I definitely wasn't thinking about hearing Cantina theme for sure.
Yeah, I thought the Cantina might have been like the circus theme that Goose was doing. Like I kind of felt like it fit with that kind of. So yeah, I felt like I might make all these little connections in my head, but I felt like there was a connection there somehow, yeah.
Well, heck yeah, that's why we got you on here, so that we can hear those connections that you've got going on in your head, Val. But right after that, time to ride into an early skipjack.
Yeah.
That's kind of early for that placement.
That was awesome.
It's late night. I think that's kind of, hey, it's late. Let's kind of turn the set upside down, right? Let's go hard early. People are just coming from another show. They need to get that energy picked right back up again. If they kind of ease into it, I think you'll have people kind of petering out, but you got to keep that energy high.
Yeah, and spirits were high. Like it was interesting for me having not gone to another show first and then showing up at like 11:30 and everyone's like just like jazzed from Goosemas, and I was like, whoa, people are ready to rage, and so it was good. Yeah. And everyone, in all their Christmas outfits and stuff like that, so.
And, I always think that the Pigeons play really well when Goose opens for them. So, here we are yet again having Goose open for Pigeons and, another great show. So, checks out.
Yeah, exactly. And Greg had a bit of banter at the very end about that, and it was just so perfect what he said. It was,
did he?
It was amazing, yeah. It was something
He
like
was like,
yeah,
if you want to sell out MSG, just open up for us.
Yep. He's like, we got you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It was
Because the
great.
last time that Goose opened for us, like a while ago, and then he was like, if you want to sell out MSG, just come open for us. Because Goose was the last band that Goose opened for was Pigeons, and then he was like, unless you want to count the Trey tab thing with Goose, and then he went into like selling out MSG. But after that skipjack, another surprise, I wasn't expecting any Stevie Wonder to come out with some medicated goo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bust out territory. When's the last time they played that?
Oh, yeah, I don't
The
know.
only thing I can remember is the Stevie New Year. That's the
Okay.
last time
Been
I've
that
seen
long.
it.
I would say it was more recent than that. Like maybe Dome Fest this year. I felt like I don't know. I felt like I heard it more recently for some reason, um, but because I don't.
Lee would know.
Okay, yeah, I don't really know that song. Like I'm not that familiar with that song, so when it comes on, I'm always like, "Wait, what is this?" And then once they get into it, I remember. But it's such an earworm. I would say of all the songs they played, that one was like stuck in my head this week, which is so weird. Like, um, and I wanted
Come
to,
with me.
yeah.
It's good for you. Yeah,
Ooh, that medicated goo. Um,
exactly.
yeah, so I wanted to share. This is a thing that I've noticed about pigeons. Like, they teach me songs. Like, I had never heard that song really, and then I know it now because of the pigeons. And so I love that. That like I gain a new appreciation for other people's music through them. And a great example is the Chili Peppers. I actually don't like the Chili Peppers. I know that's an unpopular opinion. Um, but like in high school, all my friends would go see them, and I was like, I'm good. And now, when a Chili Peppers song comes on the radio, I think of Greg, and I'm like happy, and I'm like, oh wow, like he has allowed me to develop more appreciation for this band that I didn't really like in the past. So it's lovely.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, Pigeons plays Red Hot Chili Peppers better than Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Right? Yeah. No, for sure.
There's
That's my
few
perspective.
times on stage I see Greg get more excited than when they play a Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
Yeah.
I think there's like a special place in his heart where he gets to go a different direction with his onstage antics and just singing, because he goes hard as hell when it comes to Chili Peppers. He loves it. You can tell.
Chili Peppers and Talking Heads. Talking
Yeah.
Heads. He just did Psycho Killer, and MFer went crazy for that. And
When he does the donkey noise, he goes extra. I don't even want to try to do it. I'll butcher it, but man, I know when it's coming, and he knows when it's coming too, and he lets it out. It's good.
Yeah, it's lovely that
Psycho
like
Killer's
you
a
can
fun one.
see, his favorite artists and what he's been influenced by as a musician, and then he is so happy to, be sharing those songs. Yeah.
And it's got to be
Yeah.
fun as well, because they play pigeons all day, every day. So it's something different. He gets to kind of step out of himself and kind of be someone else on stage for a few minutes. So yeah.
I'm trying to get more of these like pop covers. Like I loved when they did Lizzo that on New Year's
Yes.
a couple years ago.
The Juice.
Yeah, yeah. I love when Greg is just like silly and like, theatrical like that. So yeah, I'm trying to get more. And then one time, maybe you guys will remember this. It was like a weird like pop song mashup that included an Ace of Base song. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
life. Oh, oh, it's a beautiful life.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they've done it more than once. It was so good, and I want them to do more Ace of Base. I love Ace of Base, and I think they would kill it.
Yeah,
I
think
had
they
an
did
Ace
that
of
with
Base
like
CD
a Savage
that
Garden.
takes me back.
Yeah.
I have an Ace of Base CD too, and I have a Savage Garden CD. Anything that's like '90s pop would be great. I love it when they do the Backstreet Boys. But to your point, what you're saying, that finding new music and stuff through Pigeons is. I was never into Talking Heads or anything like that, but Pigeons and Turquoise actually were the bands that made me do a deep dive into Talking Heads, because they'd be playing them and I'd be like, I have no idea what this is, and I need to know what this stuff is. So like, if you ever seen that Talking Heads movie, I forget what it is. Stop Making
Stop
Sense.
making
maybe.
sense. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched that probably like in 2017 just so I could understand what Pigeons were doing on stage. But yeah, and another point is Pigeons in their openers are always being creative and having new things. I'm always finding new music through Pigeons openers.
Yeah, I'm so appreciative that they help like lift up so many other bands like by touring with them, and I feel like they're always touring with like bands that include women and people of color, which you don't see as much in the scene, and that really means a lot to me, and I'm just grateful that they are helping other bands like by touring with them and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've said it a million times in the podcast, but they're like the great incubator of music. Up and coming bands. They'll take them on the road, give them an opportunity. I mean, look how it worked out for Goose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you give them a chance, and a band will take off. But yeah, they do have a good variety of bands they take out there. They're very generous with that, and I think it just shows on the Pigeons community, the Flock, everything. It really is on brand for them to have such a diverse group of openers.
Yeah, and like this summer, I was really surprised by the melting pigeon dusters thing. I was like, oh, bluegrass and pigeons, like, how's that going to work out? But I loved it. And I hadn't really been that familiar with the string dusters. Like, I like some bluegrass, but I wasn't sure what I would think of it. But it was great, and I felt like also the thing that I love about Pigeons is they are really good at tailoring their set to kind of be similar to the opener sometimes, or like the whatever the
to complement each other.
Right, to complement each other, right? So so like if I've noticed, like if La Special's opening for them, it's like a dark and dirty set, or like with the dusters, it's a little more folksy, or whatever. So it's lovely.
Yeah, I could go for a La Special vibe, dark and nasty pigeon set.
Yeah.
We saw La Special at the National, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so, and it was the first time I kind of really saw them on their own. And I love they come out, they're like, I hope you enjoy us playing some of our dark, weird music. And they just go into it, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude, these guys rock. They're so different. They have such a unique sound. That's what I love about any band that sounds like nothing else, and La Special definitely accomplishes that.
Yeah, and speaking of the dark jams, bringing it back to the show last Saturday, I feel like that was kind of a theme. Like, a lot of the jams, like, went in a darker direction, which I really enjoyed. And at one point, Tamani was like, are they going into Donkey Hotel or Miyagi, because it was, like, that kind of a vibe. And yeah, I of course, I love the upbeat and the fun and the Julia and the Fortress. Like, I love all that side of Pigeons too, but I like that, like, they've been exploring the dark side a lot more recently, and like Evil Greg and all that.
Yes, give me Evil Greg.
Yeah.
Especially after dark, after midnight.
Yeah.
I mean, ow, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, after midnight, you can always guarantee that Pigeons are going to be playing more psychedelic funk and more psychedelic jams. If you go back and listen to this show, Greg is really playing like some backing ambient weird stuff. Like this show really reminds me of like a late night tent, like 2017 at a festival or something like that, where they just like, we'll play some songs, but we're jamming and we're going to get weird for you guys. So like they were playing to the crowd for this one, and no complaints as far as the energy goes and stuff like that. I thought they would go a little bit different directions with like song choices, but the jam and Medicated Goo was absolutely fantastic. It was a little bit darker and stuff like you were mentioning, but then like we always talk about it, but like they dip in and out. So like after that dark jam, come into and Melting Lights, and then back down into this underworld type thing where Greg's being all goofy, like ha ha ha, his crazy laugh, and then back up into a nice little Bad for You, and then jamming into While My Guitar Gently Weeps, another surprise that I wasn't expecting to be on the set list. So.
But I think Bad for You is not it's a dark, sexy song. I think that's, it's definitely on brand for the theme of the night.
Yeah, for sure. And I love Bad for You, and it's not a bust out, but it's not like a super often played song, so I was excited about that one.
I wouldn't mind it being in rotation more. I went through years, that's my favorite song, and it was a song, the only song I cared about seeing at every show is, do they crank into a Bad for You? Especially in the earlier days. So, and then, they've had it. They played it a little more recently, but yeah, I mean, they don't overplay it. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, something I noticed was, the jams, like what we were saying, were a little darker, a little spacier, and especially the liquid intro. Did y'all notice it was like a 3-minute intro? And we were like, oh yeah, we know it's liquid, but like when are they going to get into it? Like what's going on here? But it was great, yeah.
They've been playing with that more lately. I've noticed where they've done a couple liquid fake outs where they're doing the intro, Gators on the hi-hat, and then boom, they break into something else, and then they come back to the liquid. I'm like, all right, I see what you did there.
Yeah, and of
Yeah, no,
course,
I
yeah.
I definitely noticed that intro.
Mm.
I was about to bring it up, but yeah, that's what I was kind of like talking about, like the longer little bit of the psychedelic type stuff.
Yeah, and I love like really dissecting like what Gator's doing during these darker jams, and like how he's changing up the drums and it's like a slower kind of like building kind of thing and he's got all these like different toys on his kit now. Oh my gosh, like where did that sound come from? Like who's up there with a tambourine, but it's Gator.
Yeah, he's been growing that kit a lot lately. Ever since you hit the hand pan in there, it was kind of like that unlocked. All right, what else can you get in there? And you see, I know I said this probably in the last episode, but when I saw a recent rig breakdown, I already noticed how outdated it was because it was missing a lot of things on the left of him. All those new gadgets he's kind of building out over there. The kit rundown he was doing was lacking all of that almost. So you kind of see like how recent he's added so much to his kit.
Yeah, and I also feel like Gator's kit depends on his location as to where he keeps his stuff. So like if he's farther west, he's not going to be able to bring like more of his kits, and since he's closer to home in Providence, he's able to like have a full range of things. So
Yeah,
like
bring all the
when
toys.
they're on tour, probably like down like a bigger tour, he definitely doesn't have as many things, but like in these single shows, they're able to travel with more things for him to have. So that's always like a thing that's going through my head. It's like maybe he doesn't have things out on tour that he can play with as compared to like on the East Coast when he's closer to home and the travel isn't as taxing. So that's just an aspect I like to think about. But this after the guitar gently weeps, nice little horizon. Let's not skip over that because we went right into liquid. But what are you guys thinking about this blue light being played so much lately?
I'm here for it. The only thing I was upset about is that I don't know if we're going to hear it this weekend at the Cap because they just played it at Providence, but we'll see. But that's just me being selfish. That's not a reflection of the song or the band. It's just my wants and needs.
Yeah, I like Blue Light. I kind of sometimes I feel like when they come out with a bunch of new songs at once, like I think at Dome they released like Blue Light and two other ones, then like they focus on one and I forget about the other ones, and so I'm like, okay, Blue Light's good, but like what were those other new songs? Like I don't want to forget about those. But yeah, I always am like, what is he saying in Blue Light? Like there's all this like mumbling and like android like speak, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Androids have green bubbles. Green bubbles. Green bubbles. That's what I hear.
Yes, I think that is it. Yeah. No, it's great. And it is kind of like that dark thing too, right? Like the dark, like Greg in the background making funny noises. Yeah, like
It's got a mysterious deal to it. Jack and I will just text each other randomly thinking like we got the words right. And just be like, I'll text him like, androids have green bubbles. Yeah, this whole transition from Blue Light into Moonwalk, Zydeco, Tale as Old as Time, Zydeco was so clean, and I was just like, wow, especially the Moonwalk into Zydeco.
oh yeah.
You could kind of sense it coming, but like if you knew that it was coming, you're just like, and not just like thinking about how awesome it's going to be. You're just like with a smile on your face, hearing it come, and that's how I was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, but I kept thinking by mistake of myself that they were going to go into Colors of the Wind for some reason, that they were going to go Schwanthem into Colors of the Wind, and they actually ended up going Avalanche in the Hedwig's theme. And both these Tale as Old as Time, was that Beauty and the Beast theme and the Hedwig's theme, I was not expecting at all. Just totally caught me off guard for both of those.
Yeah, some interesting kind of mixes there, especially with the cantina at the start, doing that. But I gotta say, Moonwalk, which is another song they don't play. I don't think they play it enough. I love it, but if you're gonna play a late night set, I feel like a Moonwalk is almost mandatory. It's just such a great psychedelic song. I think it's just well placed to be after midnight.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think you'll have to tell me if you heard this. And I think it was the jam at the beginning of the jam in Blue Light, before it went into all of this other stuff we're talking about. There was like a tease that was like, it sounded like a Pink Floyd song. Do you know what I'm talking about? There was like a riff that Jeremy played like 3 or 4 times at the beginning of the Blue Light jam, and then it went into just like a jam, and it didn't turn into anything. But should listen back, because I was like, what is this? It was like a riff that I know. It's like, from a classic song like Pink Floyd or something. But
he's been doing that, I'd say, a bit lately. Like during the Richmond shows, all of a sudden I'm sitting there going, is he playing Rick James? Like, I'm hearing like Rick James teases, right? I'm like, am I the only one here? And apparently I was the only one hearing that. But then later in the late night set, they were playing some Rick James when he sat in with Natalie, and I'm like, it was in his head.
Yeah.
Whether he was doing it consciously or subconsciously, his hands were working. But there was definitely, if you listen back, I'll try to hone in on exactly what songs it was when I listen back. But yeah, he was teasing. But I think he's doing a lot of that lately. I think it's a fun thing to do, because when you hear it, you're kind of like, anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
Is that Pink Floyd? What is that? Yeah.
I definitely hear what you're talking about, Val. Not necessarily maybe the beginning, but there's a part in Blue Light that is very influenced by Pink Floyd, and I forget the song, but someone else was talking about it in the Flock too when it was first debuted. So
yeah, and
definitely.
it wasn't, like I said, it could just be one of those things that I'm hearing. But all the connections I make in my head just make the show better for me. So that's okay if no one else hears it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anything else about the late night show that you wanted to talk about? Any like highlights, personal experiences, or anything like that?
Let's see. So Tale as Old as Time, I love when they play Disney. I know some people give them shit about it, but my first New Year's I went to was the Disney New Year's, and it was one of my first, I think it was my 3rd Pigeon show. And I was like, what is this crazy band that plays Disney songs? And it's also been a way that I've gotten friends who aren't into jam bands into Pigeons. Like, if I know my friend loves Disney, I'm like, oh, hey, listen to this band that's covering all your favorite Disney songs, And so, yeah, I love it. And whenever Jeremy's just like shredding a Disney song like Tale as Old as Time, because he was just shredding, I'm like, someone needs to tell like the Disney Corporation about this. Like, he needs, like, we need to like get him some credit for this. Like, I don't know, it's just like nobody shreds Disney like Jeremy, so it's great.
Now I'm just picturing the Pigeons playing at the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, and Jeremy's just up there, and he's got like princesses surrounding him, and he's just ripping it at Disney.
Exactly.
Let's make it happen.
Yes.
Who knows somebody at Disney we can connect them with? Let's get that done.
Yeah.
Get him on a parade, just like pigeon power stance, Jeremy, the entire time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm here for it.
And we know that the Goose fans like Disney because one time Goose did a Disney theme too. Did you guys know this? They did like the Lion King theme for their New Year's show, and I was like, okay, Goose, calm down,
Well, the next time I hear any Goose fans hating on the Disney piece, I'll throw that straight in their face.
Right,
so nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna file that one in the back of my brain for a later date. That's pretty funny.
But yeah, I think either Anthony or Zach was saying like, oh, they played a lot of covers, and I was like, well, yeah, like it's a after show for Goose. All these people might not be Pigeons fans; they might not know all the Pigeon songs. So yeah, like, it kind of reminds me of like, at a festival set you play more covers. At like, maybe a pre-party or an after-party you play more covers. So I thought it was like an appropriate mix of covers and originals.
But I wouldn't. Sure, playing Cantina or Hedwig's or Taylor. Yes, that is a cover technically, but I wouldn't say it's a cover classically, like playing Medicated Goo or then breaking into something else. Like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, I don't even consider that a cover. They play that song so different, and honestly, I love that so much more than the original. No shade at the Beatles whatsoever, but they take a great song and they take it to 11. You know, the up tempo. I dance so damn hard at that song. I love when I hear him going into it, and then Greg just belting it out. I mean, it's just such a different song when they play it. They really made it their own. So I mean, I would say they have 2 covers in there. The other ones I would kind of. Yes, technically they're a cover, but I would say those are more jams. You know, I don't know. It's just how I classify it in my head, so I guess we could all debate on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So let's bring it back to the Pigeons games. What would you constitute as a bust out?
Okay, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to say about the show. Hold on, I have notes. I made notes. Don't worry. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go back, look at them, let us know.
No, I think. Oh, okay. At the very end of the show, I just wanted to appreciate the beautiful guitar tone that Jeremy had and whatever effect that was. I feel like he's been experimenting with new like pedals and effects, and it was a really like just like I don't know, like beautiful, like symphonic, like I don't know, it was just like very nice. So I just wanted to appreciate that. Kind of like a high pitched, and I really always want to ask him or like go to his thing at Dome and be like, what are all these sounds and how do you make them? And so yeah, it was just lovely.
And he'll tell you how he does it, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
Right, I know, yeah, me too.
I love it. He's up there speaking a different language, and I'm just like in awe, just being like, cool. I don't know what you're talking about, but I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes me want to get into guitar more, but
well, I'm gonna have to re-listen to that.
Yeah, I guess it was probably. I'm trying to decide if it was during. Yeah, I think it was during Tale as Old as Time, maybe, or maybe at the very end, like in the jam with Avalanche and Hedwig's theme. But it was one of those moments where I was like, wow, I'm just so happy and so grateful, and like just the pure bliss that the Pigeons gives me. So yeah. And then Greg had a really cool shirt. I just had to mention that. He usually, just wears like a graphic tee that says like "Be kind" or some nice message. But it was like crazy colors, like very bright. Like yeah, it was a cool shirt. So I just got to give Greg kudos for his cool wardrobe.
And the gun show he apparently brought there.
Right, I know. Yeah, I didn't notice that because I was so far away. But kudos to Greg. I'll be looking out for it this weekend for sure. Yeah.
Well, and I got to give a shout out to Jake and his thirst trap Greg post showing the guns off.
Whatever. That's immediately as I saw him, I was just like, "Dang, Greg's getting buff." And I look in the comments, and Andy Frasco's like, "When did you get buff?" So I was just like,
yeah, right.
I was cracking up about it, but it's
we know like Greg has really like gone on like a fitness kick because he stopped wearing the pajama pants. Like he's looking great. I think Dad Greg is just really. I know he's like sober. He's like dadding. It's wonderful. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, he's got the different kind of dad bod right now.
Yeah, right. He's talked about it though. He's talked about it though on podcasts and interviews and stuff. Like, that's why the album was called Perspective. Is like once he became a dad or learned that he was going to be a dad, his perspective on life totally changed, and he took inventory of what things in his life were priority, and stuff like that. He's just talked about it, and he's like, you really start to learn what things are important to you once you become a father. And I could really attest to that. And we talk about it all the time, but the band, just them in general, being together for so long, really, like, is a testament to them taking care of themselves. You know what I mean? And it's a reflection of them on stage. Their health is always in order. You're never looking at them like wondering, like, are they okay? They take care of themselves. They all have great family and support systems as well. So yeah, I just love seeing people doing the things that they love to do, but also taking care of themselves and the people that are around them. You know what I mean? So like, that's why I love Pigeons so much. It's because like you get to see them do.
Well, and it goes to the longevity.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, finish. Yeah, I was going to say it's longevity of the band. You know, I think back to the old days where it was cocaine and whiskey, and these guys were partying hard every day, and you know, you've seen how it just, you know, look at you, Jerry Garcia as a cautionary tale. You know, like at some point this lifestyle will catch up to if you don't get yourself in order. I mean, Trey is one of my favorite examples of absolutely derailed his life. He could have died. I mean, he was at a point where the story could have been very different. There could be no fish sphere shows I have to save up for to go to now. But you know, now that he's got his life together, he's playing better than ever. He's, you know, doing more than ever. I mean, it's so impressive to see how he kind of turned it around. And I think, you know, glad that Greg didn't have to have that kind of you know, rock bottom moment to take inventory on his life, but to have, hey, I'm having a child, I have this career, I have this band, you know, all right, I want to make sure I'm taking care of my mind, body, and soul to keep doing it, and doing it better than ever. And I think, you know, Greg is playing as good as he's ever played, if not better. His voice constantly getting better. His lyrics are constantly getting better. You're seeing that perspective came in, and he's just really accelerated what they've been doing. And it shows in the whole band. I mean, everyone is playing so well right now. So I like to see it when they're healthy. You don't look at them on stage and they're looking all, you know, messed up. I've seen shows where bands where you're like, I think that guy's kind of fucked up. You know, he's not really playing that sharp, you know. But yeah, it's always happy to see you know, what these guys have done, and it helps me actually. I've been getting in shape lately, and when I see Greg in shape, I'm like, all right, dude, maybe I gotta work on my guns a little bit here, you know. So it's inspiring. It doesn't just it's not just the music that moves me now.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, that I think it's so important for them to be kind of like role models in the community, you know, because I think it's easy to let the jam band scene get you, you know, too into the partying and the, you know, substances and all that. And so it's important to like model that you can be part of this scene and have a great time without, you know, getting too fucked up or letting, you know, that like drag you down. And yeah, and it is inspiring, you know. Yeah, I'm on the same track, you know, trying to get in shape, trying to go to the gym, that kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, we're all doing it together. So it's great. Yeah.
And you missed at the start when we were talking, there's the ping pong tournament that's going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was already saying, I'm going to go really easy tonight. You know, try to get to bed kind of early. I want to wake up, I want to be fresh. I want to be ready to go for the tournament. So it's inspiring me to, you know, to just be more focused on other things as well. So yeah, all around, it's good influence.
Did you get in? Like, I tried to sign up. I don't know how, like, did they send you an email if you got in, or how did it work? Because I tried to sign up, but I don't know if I got in.
I signed up right away, and I submitted the application. I assumed that meant I was in.
Oh, okay. Well, I submitted the application, so am I in? I don't know.
I hope so.
They'll probably end up
and hopefully they'll let me play. Okay. We'll see. I would love to play some ping pong. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be a really fun thing. I'm excited. Just have one more little event. You know, something to do during the day.
Yeah.
Especially because it's kind of cold. It's kind of rainy here right now. So
yeah.
You know, what are you gonna do? All right, let's go play some ping pong. I'm in.
But let's get back to this bust out.
Okay,
What's a bust out?
Pigeon game. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of debate. I guess I would say playing it twice a year makes it a bust out. So like if it hasn't been played in 6 months, it's a bust out. But maybe that's too lenient. Maybe it should be once a year. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of debate. If you ask Mike Rudman, there's debate. Yeah. So.
What's the Rudman official stance?
I actually don't know. We'd have to ask him. He'll be there.
Yeah, I think it's over a year. I would put anything over a year in a bust out territory.
Yeah,
no doubt
definitely
about
over
it.
a year.
And I would say if it's in the 6 months range, it would depend when's the last time it was played before that. Yeah. So, you know, if it was a year before that, I mean, right now, if they played Stay tonight, I would call that a bust out, even though they had played it, but there was like a 1,300-day gap between the shows. So
Right. Yeah.
what the F, guys? Play that more often. Let's get that in the
I
rotation.
know.
Please.
Yeah. Come on.
Please.
Come on.
Come on.
Also,
I need it.
Also, do you guys know the song "Steal the Shade"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a bust out. They've only played it 7 times ever. They debuted it in 2021. They haven't played it since, I think, 2022. I'm like, what's happening? Play Steal the Shade. Let's go. So, in order to encourage them to play it, I learned it. And so, if they need a refresher, I'll show them how to play it.
I love it. There you go.
That's one way to get the song that you want played, is to learn it. Not try to
Right, yeah.
force it in
I
the
like,
universe.
Guys, let me teach it to you.
Right,
Here we go. Sit down.
I like
Let's-
transcribed it. I was like listening to it and I was like, I think I know how to play this. And I played on the ukulele. It's great. It's a very like, upbeat ukulele-esque song. So yeah, I'm just sad it was like a debut and then kind of got shelved. It was kind of one of those,
Mm-hmm.
Which they do
Yeah, I think
often.
we're
just talking
overdue for an
about.
overtired. I don't know when the last time that was played.
I was
Yeah, they
trying to
often
look
do
up
the
all
debut
last
and then
time
shelf
played,
it. Yeah.
but it seems like Fantasy Tour is down today, so I can't pull up any of the last time played songs. Yeah, another one that we could do is Bloodshot Rose. I want to see Bloodshot Rose.
Yeah,
again.
so I
It's
think I
been
might need to
since
make a
last-
sign like Lee for Steal
not
the
this
Shade.
September, but last September, I think they played that.
Yeah, bring the signs back. It's been a while since Lee even had a sign. It was every show. It was the what was it? Big in the Changes for the longest time.
Or down.
And I remember we used to make fun of them. I'd be like, dude, they're not going to play it. Stop bringing the sign. And then they bring it and they play it. And even the coolest part about it at Dome Fest, when they finally did play it, Ben had like a GoPro on stage and like turned it around to Lee so you could just see him like losing his mind on the front row. That was always kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it was Down with Antelope for the longest time
Yes. Yes.
that's like when I met Lee. I was like, "Oh, he's the Down with Antelope guy." Yeah.
Oh, looks like we lost Jake.
we lost him.
We'll keep going.
Yeah. So you're in New
that's
York.
funny.
You're heading over soon to the Cap probably, or
Yeah, we're at Shannon's parents' house right now, but we're heading down. I mean, we're trying to figure out when we could check into a hotel.
Yeah.
We're over at the Courtyard Rye. It's funny when I know I said this before, but when they announced this, I saw the announcement 3 minutes ago on Facebook. First thing I did was book the hotel, because I know that hotel tends to either get expensive as all hell or just books out altogether, depending on how busy the shows are. And I don't want to stay in Stanford. No shame, Santa La Quinta. I've done that a bunch of times. Not my favorite spot to stay when I'm at the Cap. Like I said, I'm throwing shade. I stayed there enough times to know, but that's why I was like, all right, let me book this fast. So I got the tickets and that within literally 5 minutes of the announcement. I was like, all right, that's 100% lock. That's a full send.
Yeah.
2 nights at the Cap. I'm not going to miss that. I remember the last time they did the 2-night run there, and it was a super good time. And actually, as a callback, I know I made a pin for that run, but I made a sticker of it this time. So me and Shannon will have a handful of stickers to be given out of my old official Capitol Theater, not official, my unofficial Capitol Theater design I did there. So I was excited to kind of get those stickers made to bring those back.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you always have such great swag. Thanks for making fun stuff and the giveaways and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to try to get more back into it. I was really into it for a long time, and then I remember it was kind of in my head because I really wanted to make an official pin, so like a Pigeons official, and it started to kind of just taking over my thought process. So I'd be at a show and I'd be trying to think of ways to run into the band, and I'm like, wait a minute, stop! I don't want to be thinking about that during a jam. I don't want to turn this into some sort of like, how do I leverage this or get? So that's when I backed away from doing pins actually, because I just felt I didn't want to go to the shows and be constantly thinking about that and have an objective. And I want to go to the shows and just have fun and be in the moment and be present, not trying to think about what I'll be doing later or what I need to do to try to make something happen. So, I just kind of let it go, and it actually I'm glad I did, because it just became one of those things in my head where, it was making shows less fun. But it looks like Jake might have lost connection. So anything else you wanted to go through, Val? Any other notes or show things?
I agree with what you just said, because, the purpose of the show, raging with the band. So you don't want to
100%.
be thinking about too many other things during the show. And yeah,
And he's back.
yay.
Sorry about that.
And yeah, I'm super excited for the Cap 2-night run as well. I got the poster from the last one. It was this sick like double poster. Do you guys remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, I have it hanging above my bed.
Yeah, I love when they do those like ones that fit together like that, and can't even tell it's two posters. It's like so seamless. And yeah, I just wanted to say, don't no shade on the La Quinta, because the La Quinta is the official donkey hotel of the flock.
Official.
I just have to say, it's official.
Yep. No, it is the official donkey hotel. It reminds me of the Acceptable Western, as we named it, at Legend Valley.
Yes.
Or the Best Western, as it's officially called.
Right,
But we call it the Acceptable Western.
Yeah, acceptable is probably a better adjective for it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have anything else. So this was awesome. I really appreciate that you guys do this and provide a beautiful avenue to just chat and geek out about the pigeons. So yeah.
Well, we couldn't do it without you and the listeners, so we appreciate everyone that actually tunes in. And I was really excited. I mean, look, having Natalie Brooke on the last episode, to me anyway, was like a big thing, because it's great we have the fans. No, of course, this was made for us to talk to other fans, so it was never really meant about having musicians on in the first place. But to have her on, and I got so many comments about that episode because she was able to share some really cool stories. Yeah. And so it was fun to be able to bring that out to people, and they can actually listen and have that shared experience, and bring our friends on like yourself to talk about what we're doing. And then I'll see you again later tonight, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
I know, that's the best part. I'm like, what a beautiful day of pigeons. I get to be on the Flockast in the morning and then go rage with everyone in the evening. And Jake, you'll be there in spirit. We'll be thinking of you,
yeah.
So don't worry.
I'll be listening. I'll be lighting up the chat tonight, so don't worry about that. And thank you so much, Val. I know that we've been trying to get you on for a minute. You got COVID the first time that we were planning on getting you on. So, yeah, I really appreciate you coming on. So.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, well, we'll see everybody tonight and at the next one.